Yes, we are back with our table talk, our opinion poll. We always have different topics that we discuss on as the three hosts of the show, but today we have a special guest who's going to be weighing in on our opinion poll today.
Yes.
So our topic is going to be about teenage pregnancies and how it affects the young girls of today. Yes, so let's first introduce our guest. Hey, Livy.
Yeah,
Yes.
Livy.
How are you doing?
I'm really great.
All right, so before we dive into the topic, please tell us more about yourself.
I'm Giramatanje Livy, and I'm a high scholar. I do history, economics, and literature. That's all.
Okay. All right, so we have her because she's very passionate about this topic and she likes to raise awareness about the high rate of teenage pregnancies that has been going up from time to time, and so what more can we do than to have her here and also give us her opinion about the rates and how they're going up.
So exciting to have you in the studio. Thank you.
Thank
We're
you
really
too.
happy to have you in the studio, and we can't wait to actually talk about a topic that is very dear to very many people's hearts, and especially when it comes to us, not us teenagers, but to teenagers and also to young girls. Maybe that's where I wanted to say us, young girls, females in general. One of the things that really show that your life is on the line is when you're still in your mother's home and you get to, you know, conceive, and yet it's not the right time yet to actually conceive a baby at that moment. So this is a very touching topic that we're going to be sharing with you, and I hope we are ready to actually put everything on the table.
Sure.
Yeah, so let's dive in. So how we do it is we pitch in our ideas, what we think about, and if you have any questions, you raise them while we are speaking. So let me start, right? I think we should, you know, check on factors that, you know, lead to teenage pregnancies, early pregnancies, and also the outcome, as you have said, and one of the reasons as to why so many young girls are having, you know, are getting pregnant at the early age. So one of the reasons that I think is the urge to have things that they don't have, that they lose themselves in the moment. Maybe if you know, these days people are, you know, interested in having so many expensive phones, iPhone 12, iPhone 13, I had it out. So you're like, you know, if Josie has iPhone 12, I don't have, but Tina has iPhone X. If Tina has iPhone X, I should get iPhone 12. So you seek that, you know, in a man who is going to give you that in exchange of you giving him, you know, the pleasure in the body, and then you get pregnant in the moment. So that is what I think, and the outcome is we lose them. You know, we lose kids because they stop going to school. We lose important people in the society because of that pregnancy. So that is what I think.
Well, adding on what you've said, it's normally it's something that happens when it's not planned, yeah. But some people plan it.
Yeah.
You know, some people are just like, I want to do this. I want to have it. I want to have a baby, or you know, it depends on what the person.
Age?
It really depends on what goes on to, because just like I told you, maybe sometimes it's an accident, but you open your legs when you know what's going to happen, right? I'm not really sounding offensive, but you know what's going to happen. If
You don't expect to get pregnant though.
really,
But you
Because
have that possibility. You have the possibility.
there's
what
a
they
high.
don't want
Okay,
to.
let me tell you, there is a very high percentage that you're going to get pregnant. A very high percentage. That's it. That's if you haven't actually protected yourself. But if you've protected yourself, there is a very high chance of you getting pregnant. Maybe if you've been dragged in a drink, or maybe dragged in something.
You can
to
say
eat, or
something.
just give me a second, and then if you've been drugged or something has been stalled into your drink, maybe that's when I can say that was an accident. Maybe they raped you, that was an accident. But then sometimes we pull some things for ourselves. I'm just not being optimistic here, but I feel like sometimes we pull some things for ourselves, and we find ourselves into something that we can never change, something that you can't, because aborting is not an option, because you're killing a life, yeah? So that's what I think. You can tell us now.
I think on that matter, we should go back to parents, you know? You're saying that you open your legs with you knowing what will happen. Some parents are not open to their children. They be like, it's a shame to talk to my girl or my boy about sex. about biology, life, you know. But after all, it's something that will he will eventually meet as she goes on. So I think it's how parents are irresponsible. You think, like, if you have your girl, be like, maybe she's called Brandine, I don't know. You be like, Brandine, how are you? How is school? Who's your friends? Just concerned, be concerned.
You're engaged.
About,
But I think on the parent side, I want to object with you somewhere. Because parents have really tried.
No.
If we're saying,
not really.
Okay, object with me. It's your right. It's you have every right to your own opinion. But every parent, I don't know if there is any parent who has not told their child.
Not
abstain
every
from sex.
parents haven't.
My parents.
They've never told you to abstain from sex.
No, they tell you that don't do sex.
Exactly.
But
But I told you. But I told you. See, they told
Okay.
you. Thank you. There's no parent who has never told their child to abstain from sex or not have sex at
but
the wrong
why?
time.
Why is that?
We need to
So
know
this
why.
is the thing. Now, at least they said it, Sibjo, in your mind. So are you going to experiment why you shouldn't have sex and have it?
Yeah, but Tracy, why are you acting like she's not a human? Wait. Wait. Yeah, I have a question for you. Let's even not talk about the example of sex. If
Normal life.
normal life, if they tell
Give
you,
me an example.
Oh yeah.
what is your issue? I'm not even going to include you
I
in
know
any
you
of this.
too, with
No,
examples.
chill.
Tell a baby, don't put your hand in
That's
fire.
not that. Not only
She
that.
will do exactly
someone-
right that moment to
Wait,
see how it
Tracy, I was
happens.
talking. If someone tries to show you how much you're not capable of doing something, or they try to prove to you that you cannot manage this, isn't your
want to prove them wrong.
isn't your human nature to prove them wrong and to show them that it's a possibility? Same. This is the human nature. This is why when parents tell you don't do something, it should be accompanied with reasons why you shouldn't do it, and that's the whole point of things. That is what they're missing. So they expect their children to just listen to rules, and it's an amazing thing that some 21st century parents know how to do with their children, but others are still lagging behind. That is why kids go on to having, first of all, unprotected sex. If they're going to even have it, there's having unprotected sex, and then there is not knowing that contraceptives exist. That's two. Or there is not knowing that this like temptations, and different types of temptations. How a guy who wants to give you a lavish life is not always just trying to give you a lavish life. They want something else. So such conversations need to take place in homes so that at least children know what to stay away from. So you can't tell me that a parent telling you that don't have sex is just enough, because it's not.
So you mean they don't
enough.
say anything?
I'm trying to tell you that that's not enough, and most parents are like that.
Let me give you another
Let
reason.
me tell you who to blame.
Hope your parents are watching.
It's okay. They can watch. It's okay.
And it's not, we're not talking about our parents. We're talking about
Yeah, I'm even,
different
talking on
parents.
behalf of some kids who have same parents like I do, So there's people that we should blame. There's parents who we spend a lot of time with first. There is church that we attend to so many times. There is a society, and there's even some schools do try. They teach you, in biology.
They teach you the physical part of it. It's sexual education.
But nobody is willing to stand like up front with you and say, you know what, Tracy, whether you like it or not, some age you will have sex in your life. It's something that is going to happen. But in case it happens, this is how you are going to deal with it. Some parents shy from telling you, church shy from telling people, but they should be telling us this information, because you even find yourself, wanting to try what others tell you not to try. You're like, what happens if I do it?
Exactly. Or if you see your friends trying it, you're like, okay, what is everyone so fascinated about? Let me try it.
And you go
You
just
be like,
that.
you like
blindly.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, so coming back to the topic, which is teenage pregnancy and teen pregnancy, which is something that is very vital to society that someone just can't talk about just like that. Personally, as you, a young lady who is a high schooler, and you're actually talking about this and putting this at heart, why did you choose to actually make this one thing, which is teenage pregnancy, something that is very vital to the heart, especially to your heart?
Thank you. As a young lady, first of all, I'm a teenage, right? And second, I've seen many girls aged as me falling into that trap without them even knowing, And some were my friends, some we go to the same school, some they live next door, you know, and it hurts. You see them violated, they are gonna be a mother at a young age, their vision is ruined, so it really did hurt me. So I'd be like, will I get chance to talk to many girls aged like me and their parents, maybe somewhere, so they can hear how it really hurts.
Okay, so as a teenager and a person who has seen it in her society, and you have experienced the pain of watching your friends go through this, what are some of the ways you think the rates of the teenage pregnancy can reduce in our society?
It's very worrisome, like in the first years, 2017, 2018, I think the number of girls who were impregnated when they are teenagers was, I think, greater than 10,000, you know, and it's a very bad sign. And I think the ways are many, because when we say about causes, I don't think they can be excuses. So I think ways are many. First of all, parents, like we talked about. Please be concerned about your children, care about your children, your whole life, I mean. Because look back, you go to the job to find how they can live. But after all, they are what you're fighting for. So please be concerned. That's the first way, parents helping their children. Another way I can talk about, I think children ourselves. Don't think about parents like they are gonna follow you everywhere you go and they are making decisions for you. No, you're gonna be an adult.
Yeah.
Sometimes they won't be with you. So please do your best to listen to them, to know what you want. Don't let some guy who has nothing, maybe even he does, but what kind of future? So please care about yourself and love yourself. I can talk about the government. I'm thankful to it. It really helps those girls who have faced that problem, but it can continue to guide us, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Can we talk about, you know, the situation of a girl being in love and feeling like, don't look at me like that, because
Judge, can you talk about all angles?
Let's talk about all angles, you know. Maybe a girl got all that information from, you know, from the parents, from school, from the preachers. She knows the outcomes. But then she falls in love with the guy and she's like, you know what? I'm giving my all. It happens. What can you... Okay, should we talk about that?
I think in that sense, if you've decided, then the best way is just protection. Just always protect yourself.
What?
So you're supporting sex before marriage?
No! This girl, we're talking about if all else fails.
Yeah, and you find yourself in that situation.
Topic, so please, don't bring it up.
Okay.
And so we're talking about if all else fails and the girl is really in love and she's not listening to anything else. She has had all the advice. She knows all the do's and don'ts. She knows what comes out of this. But image. So just let us
at least abstain.
Exactly. Abstain. Not abstain. Abstaining. We have already talked about
Means
it.
not having sex.
Exactly.
At all.
So it has refused.
Using the pills isn't a form of abstaining.
No, abstaining is not doing it at all. Yeah. So
abstaining is keeping yourself close.
Close your legs.
Pills are contraceptives. Different means to protect yourself from getting pregnant. So protection, pills, and yes, that's
the word that you want to say.
Planning, but you're not even in a family, so that is not for you.
Or different methods.
Exactly,
Different
methods.
like, you know. Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
You can use condoms.
And I think it's actually oh, you were trying to cover me up. That's not the method I meant.
You
but
can
it's
say
okay.
that.
What method?
Anyway, so I was saying I love what you guys said, but I kind of really object with you guys.
We also object, but I was saying
if
when you
all
find
else
yourself in that
fails,
situation.
that is what we meant. Now, wouldn't you want to advise someone if all else fails? So just leave
If
them.
all else fails, then whatever is gonna fall on them or whatever
That's
is gonna
not fair.
happen.
That's not nice.
Really? No,
all
Tina,
else fails, you
okay,
say,
listen,
okay,
let me give you
let
an
them get
example.
pregnant.
Let me give you an example. If your parent tells you, Sibjo, do not put the milk in the water before this and this happens. Sibjo. Then you go ahead and you do it. No ugasha. Yeah? If the milk spills on you and then you become red patches everywhere for the rest of your life. Weren't you told?
Okay, that is not even an example that is relatable.
But Gasaro, let me tell
What
you.
relatable example you want me to give?
That is what we're saying. At least if
I'm
you
sorry,
can-
my example was not enough.
So if you can help someone in any way that you can, do. Help
Gasaro,
them
let
to
me tell you something.
protect themselves.
Honestly,
They call me Tracy.
Okay, Trace. Let's, be real. And, sometimes when we are, in front of the camera, sometimes we try to lie to people and we, we want to be on the good side, on the good image. But let's just be honest. At the end of the day,
Let's just be honest.
at the end of the day, you're going to finally have sex. You know?
When you're married.
When you're married or when you're not, depending on the time that you're going to choose. But let's just be
It's
real.
a personal choice.
It's a personal choice.
When you're grown up.
Why don't you be like, Mama yambwiye kurukunda rw'abashakanye?
Yeah.
So you can even sing. Right?
No,
you're
not
telling
that
this
much.
girl- Did you hear the answer she said?
No, listen, let me tell you something. That I was just defending my point.
If you don't
of everything,
you don't believe
failing.
it's a possibility that everything else can fail, but at least protect yourself.
Yeah.
But look, it's all about yourself. It's all mental.
But let me
Look, you can, at a young
Don't
age,
your thoughts sometimes fail you?
look at me.
Be honest. Be honest.
At a young age, you're so sure of your feelings. I really know.
we all
When you love some guy, you be like, wow, I'm in love.
18.
But nah, there is nothing at all.
We were all sure of our feelings. Sometimes you feel like
Yes.
but
You made this guy
you
look like.
understand that sometimes circumstances change. Don't you believe that? And
Yeah.
circumstances have never changed for you in any other situation.
Yeah, they do change.
Exactly.
But
So-
if you know what you want,
Thank you.
if you really know what you want,
Yeah.
Tracy, don't go
I feel
there.
like this is a debate. Proposers and
And
opposers.
But
So
let me
Tracy, okay, let me not get personal.
Don't go personal. I told you, shh. Because even though you go personal, where will you find me? No way. I
got
go
you.
personal
wait
on you.
till the camera.
But let me tell you something. Okay, we were talking about teenage pregnancies. Teenagers.
We're still talking about it.
Okay, I am just bringing myself back to the topic. I feel like teenagers don't have, should not have excuses. That is what I believe in. When it comes to sex, you're too young for sex. So that is where the, early pregnancies come in, and even some side effects that have to do with it. So, people just get AIDS from it. So many other outcomes that come, not only, you being pregnant. So teenagers should not have sex in the first place. We were just speaking of other people who are grown-ups who are not married yet, and they feel like they cannot abstain anymore, then those are their problems. But for teenagers, then I think they should, the best way that they should go by is abstaining and not doing
Exactly,
sex at
and
all.
the fact that we say that we talked about this in another opinion poll. If you're going to give your body to someone, let it be at least to someone you think you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And teenagers don't really have that person.
You feel like you have found that person, but he's not the
Exactly.
one.
He's
Right?
not the
You
one.
are
So-
like, how did your teenagers start from 13, right?
Yeah.
13 to 19.
So it's,
If you're into those brackets, your life, I think, like they used to say, the blood is hot.
Yeah,
Hotter like a heater than a heater. The blood is so hot. So I think you just,
Especially people who are in their 16, 17, 18.
my God, they're hot like a heater.
exactly. So sometimes it's just about the society temptations and then social media of today, movies, everything is just tempting. So you just need to have the right set of examples.
That is where parents come in.
Exactly. And then parents.
And your parent is going to watch your phone all the time, watching what you're watching.
No, I'm just
That's not
saying
what we're
parents
saying.
following
This
up
is-
and making sure that they know your everyday move. And some parents don't actually, how I can face something during my day and then I come and sit and talk to Tina about it. Parents don't do that. Make sure
You
that
see
you're
the sort of
close enough.
relationships that are in movies with parents or outside the Westerners. If only that sort of relationship between parents and children was here in Africa.
What do you think parents should do?
look, I can give an example to my own parents, both of them, you know, we talk about, I tell them about my friends, what is going on social media.
Do you talk to them about your boyfriends?
I don't have one, but
When you did before, did you tell them? I'm just asking. Okay, have you ever had a boyfriend?
you're talking about a boyfriend, ex? No, not really. Okay. I'm too young for that. But
You answered so well, so mature. Give me 5.
But I just talk to them on what's happening to me, what's going on with me. So they be like, look, if you have that kind of friend, be like this. So I think, what? I look back. So parents should not like a spy and you be like, no, you just talk to them in a good way. They will feel a friendship between you two.
Make sure that your kids are comfortable with you, you know. Make sure that, you know, if I get a boyfriend, then I'll be able to, you know, to let you know who I am dating with. Because African parents, you're like, they ask you, do you have a boyfriend? When you dare say yes,
You're gonna die.
you don't know what comes next.
They tell you, you should tell us. We want to know, but then if you tell them, like, you're...
But even some kids should, you know, be good listeners. Sometimes parents, you know, tell us to...
They even try.
Yeah, you know, they try, like she said, they tell you to leave a certain group of people that you hang out with, but you're like, I cannot.
We should listen because
You should be good listeners.
Sometimes parents tell you to stay away from people when they actually know how bad those people can be. I'm just saying people. I mean, I didn't really mean necessarily.
Why did you say, hey, why did you say
I didn't mean any of you anyway. So I think this is the end of the topic. We actually had a great time with you. I think we should have a part 2 for this specific
But do you have any last messages for people,
your fellow friends?
Of course I have. I can talk to my girls at the same age or even older.
Yeah.
Please beware and beware of what you're doing, where you're going, who you hang out with, and love yourself.
Yeah.
And I can tell the parents whom we were talking about to please guide us. And the media, please help. We need your help because you talk to many people. And thank you for letting me share this message to many people.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you so much for being here. Yes.
Thank you so much.
And for the teenagers who are just dating, that thing isn't going to work out. So
It's
just
not.
chill.
Just
until
chill.
But don't you, anyway, we'll talk about this another time. Anyway, so that was our opinion poll. Thank you so much, Livy, for being here. Feel free to ever come back if you have something more to add. Yes, we still have a lot more coming up. This is still
The Morning Cafe.